Hello and welcome to the Introduction to Entrepreneurship segment of Smart Start, a blueprint for starting a small or home-based business. Let's start by discussing entrepreneurship. What is entrepreneurship? Well, it's defined as the recognition and pursuit of opportunity without regard to the resources you currently control, with the confidence that you can succeed, with the flexibility to change course as necessary, and with the will to rebound from setbacks. I've known many people who say they'd love to start a business, but they just don't have the money to get started. Well, neither did many of history's greatest entrepreneurs, like for instance Michael Dell, who started his computer company in his college dorm room, or Lillian Vernon, who started her mail order business when she was a housewife looking for extra income. These and many other successful entrepreneurs didn't start out rich and successful, but they ended up rich and successful. An entrepreneur is not static, but fluid. In other words, he or she continues to seek new opportunities and/or different methods of operation. So when I think of someone with an entrepreneurial spirit, I think of a person who will do whatever it takes to get the job done. Hi, my name is Jim Brett, and I'm what's known as a serial entrepreneur, I guess. The first decade of being self-employed, I kind of stumbled through without the right skill sets, but I did make it through. But over the years, as a successful entrepreneur, I developed some powerful methods and strategies for those in search of greater financial rewards through self-employment. And I'll be sharing some of these valuable tips in this recording and much more in my complete Smart Start program. So hopefully you'll join me with the complete program. So let's start by talking about money. Money influences every area of our lives: professionally, family, recreational and leisure time, home, and lifestyle. Almost everything we do and every decision we make is influenced by money. Unfortunately, up until now, there hasn't been a success blueprint available for those who want to increase their earning power, or a framework from which to handle everyday personal and business challenges, or the skill sets needed to increase your earning capacity. Let me begin by asking you a couple of questions. How would you rate your performance financially up until now? Are you earning the amount of money that you'd like to be? Do you feel like you're maybe expending a lot of effort for the results you're producing, or that you have to struggle for what you achieve? Do you ever feel like you're maybe driving your car down the road of life with one foot on the gas and the other one on the brake and wondering why you're not getting anywhere? Well, if this is you, you're not alone. A lot of people today feel the same way. Well, the good news is it doesn't have to be that way. Until now, you've probably simply used your intuition to measure your performance. In other words, I don't feel like I'm doing well. Unfortunately, this gut feel measurement is too ill-defined to be of any real value, because there's no way to pinpoint which aspect of your performance that actually needs improvement. Or maybe you take a different approach. You compare yourself to someone else as a measure of your own success. This approach can be frustrating and will lead you nowhere. The reason is there will always be those who achieve less or more than you, with less or more talent, education, experience, capitalization, and so on. Think about this. It's impossible to know what you don't know, and it's impossible to make improvements until you know what needs to change and how to change it. For example, you may know that your attitude stinks, but you don't know exactly how to change it. You may realize that you have a long list of unfulfilled dreams and you hate your job, but do you know exactly how that came to be, or how to make the necessary changes to correct the circumstances? Maybe it's lack of focus on priorities, lack of a viable opportunity available, lack of money to invest in a business, an inability to make clear-cut decisions, or you simply lack the plan that supports your goals. Well, none of that really matters at this point. To remedy this condition, in part one, the entrepreneurial mindset, we're going to take a new approach and illuminate your perspective toward success and money by viewing your performance in a different light, one that will show you exactly which aspect of yourself may need improving. My point is this: no matter what the business model, if a person considers him or herself to be, let's say, a $50,000 a year person, he or she will never become a $100,000 a year person without making some sort of change in their mindset. There's always something that we need to change in order to further our progress. However, improving your effectiveness, going from the you that you are now to the you that you want to become, will not come through applying conventional methods. Unconventional success in any endeavor will require unconventional approaches. To be a successful entrepreneur, it will require changing your behavior, your habits, and the way you view money, business, and success. The problem is that most people often go with the obvious. They rely on the same old thinking, habits, and behaviors they've used to get where they are now, hoping that it'll eventually take them to the next level. We do this because we're attached to our old ways. Productive or not, our old ways are what we know. We're comfortable and familiar with them, and we're not very willing to make a change. We just try harder and harder, doing more of the same and getting nowhere fast. We resist new approaches because they make us feel a little bit more at risk, more uncomfortable. Here's my point again. If you want to improve your income, you must vigorously search out and implement new attitudes and behaviors that will reflect the person that you want to become. What has worked for you in the past may have totally lost its viability. Even if your current approach is taking you in the direction you want, it may still have to be changed periodically and maybe drastically at some point in order to hit higher levels of achievement. What I'm saying is that your most dependable behaviors can become your greatest obstacles for future success if you're not careful. Left unchecked, they will become personal boundary lines that limit what you can accomplish. Over 3 decades ago, I fell in love with free enterprise and entrepreneurship. I've been involved in many different types of businesses over the years, from real estate development to medical clinics, from direct response marketing, through television infomercials to franchising and much more. And I'd like to share with you some of the things I discovered over the years about making money and success. This will help you kind of set the pace for what's to come in my Smart Start program should you decide to get involved fully. I've compressed the best of what I've learned over the last 35 years about small business and home business startup into 6 fact-filled videos. Let me just share with you some of the valuable insights that you can start using right now today. The first thing I learned, and this may come as a shock to you, but most people really don't want to change. Just give them a beer, point them toward the sofa, and give them the television remote, and they'll continue to complacently live out their lives. Sad, but true. I'm sure that's not you because you're here watching this video and you're looking for change in your life. Most people are much too busy earning a living and complaining about what they don't have and looking for somebody else to blame. They spend the majority of their time focused on what they don't have and what they don't want instead of focusing on what they do want in their lives and taking action to change. They let their current circumstances dictate how they live their lives, and they let their current job or earning dictate what they can and can't do. Well, I'm here to tell you it doesn't have to be that way. I used to be one of those stories. I was a high school dropout trapped in a dead-end job. I had no experience, no money, and no idea to what to do to get out of the trap. I borrowed and invested $4,000 into a business that I had no idea how to build. Within a year, I had lost everything. Both cars, all my furniture, my home was in foreclosure, and I was 5 days from living on the street. Then, somewhat of a miracle happened, I guess. Someone started to mentor me. And within 5 days, not only did I know how to build my business, but I had a place to live, money coming in, a car to drive, and the following month, my business earned me $2,500 net. And within 6 months, it was earning me $40,000 a month. Now, I also got involved with a second business at that point, and between the two of them, within 1 year, I had earned just under $1 million. That's how fast things can turn around if you do the right things. Now, most people operate with a mindset that assumes success comes one step at a time. In other words, once you achieve one level, work begins toward the next incremental level, and so on. Well, I thought that too, but I found out differently. That's the employee model, and the exact reason 95% of the population have to retire with an income or standard of living below the poverty level. 50 years ago, you went to school, got a degree, landed a job, and retired in 40 years. That's a totally outdated model today. So the first step to self-employment and greater financial rewards is to be willing and open to doing something in a different way from the way you've always done it. The next thing I learned is that achieving great things does not happen if you do not have a desire to change. You must have a burning desire not only to improve yourself personally and financially, but also to be self-employed. Because having a burning desire involves being passionate. And passion is a very important part of the success process. It lifts your spirits, energizes your heart and mind to move you forward faster into higher levels of performance. Passion inspires creativity and provides the focus and determination to keep moving forward when you hit obstacles or when you face uncertainty. Your passion is fueled through the vision of what you desire to have in your life. So you must have an emotional intensity within you that burns hot enough to protect you when you meet with setbacks, criticism, and other obstacles that interfere with your dream. And only deep passion for what you want can generate the heat needed to stay on target no matter what happens. This means that you have to let go of the limits that you've set on your thinking. Feed the feelings that fuel your passion and give yourself permission to go after what it is you want most. If you want success, you've got to give yourself permission to be successful. The time will be right for you to accomplish something great only when you are passionately drawn to it. So let your deepest desires direct you. Set your course. Make sure that you have a burning desire, a desire strong enough to move you past wishful thinking. Whatever your dream is, big or small, let it consume you and drive you to action. The next thing I learned is that making a firm decision is absolutely essential. I'll discuss this more in detail in the next video on entrepreneur mindset. But if you want financial success, you must first decide to have financial success. You may be thinking, yeah, but I need to know how. The decision comes first. The how comes later. When a firm decision is made, the how will show up on your doorstep. Your world will respond differently when you actually decide clearly what it is you want. Those someday dreams will become real only when you decide to have them. Stop and think for a moment. The things you've accomplished in the past are the things that you decided to accomplish. Isn't that true? Everything you have achieved is what you have decided to achieve. You can repeat affirmations all day long. You can think positively until time stands still, but neither will produce the results you're looking for. They are both simply wishful thinking. What's needed is correct thinking, which means making a firm decision backed up by correct action, which means acting on that decision. It's not what you do that matters, it's what you get done. It's easy to be busy, but the question is, busy at what? You have to decide what it is you want, see it in your mind, and then you must take correct action in that direction. That's the only thing that will shorten the distance between where you are now and your desired outcome. You know, many people confuse desire with deciding. Most have a desire for having more, but when their desire kind of fails to materialize, they conclude that the dream cannot be theirs. The problem is that longing for something is not enough. If a person does not achieve their dream, it doesn't mean achieving it is not possible. It means that desire alone will not and cannot deliver results. What if Thomas Edison had stopped in his second or third attempt at creating a light bulb? We'd probably all still be living in the dark. What if Henry Ford had quit after his first attempt at creating the internal combustion engine? We'd probably all still be riding horses. And what if I'd quit at the end of my first year in business? I might still be working on that assembly line at the factory. Now, why is it that more people don't achieve great things? Instead, they just kind of dream about it or stand on the sidelines observing other people's successes and justifying why they haven't been successful themselves. Well, here it is. It's because most people have never defined what success would mean for them, and they've never made a decision to have it. And that's the only reason. The most important question that you can ask yourself is this: have I defined what success means to me, or am I just working for somebody else's success and letting them define my level of success? How you answer that question can change your life. So assuming you have a desire to change, the first step is to decide what it is you really want in your life. And we'll be covering this in more detail in the next video, The Entrepreneur Mindset. Here's another step to greater success. It's the willingness to step out of your comfort zone. Why do we sometimes feel stuck? It's because we're comfortable with our old ways. It's what we know. It's our comfort zone. And changing what we do, going against what we know, or what got us where we are, would mean having to take a risk. Being self-employed may require some discomfort by doing something that you haven't done before. But the truth is this: there's no way to advance personally or financially without experiencing some change or discomfort. Breaking out of your comfort zone involves risk, and it can bring up your deepest fears. What if my business doesn't work? What if I lose my money? What if this opportunity that I'm getting involved in is real? What if I can't do it? What will others think of me being in this type of business? Anything you want is just inches in front of your nose. It lies just outside your comfort zone, maybe just one step away. If you want something different, you must ignore the conventional approach. Be bold and get ruthless with yourself about trying something new and accomplishing what you want for your life. You may be thinking, let's be reasonable. You can achieve reasonable results by taking the reasonable approach. You can continue with the outdated model if that's what you want. You can look for ways to make modest improvements as you go, achieving small incremental gains that are comfortable, but that will get you nowhere. And that's okay if that's what you want. When you firmly decide what you want and then begin reaching for it, even if it seems uncomfortable and unfamiliar, you drastically increase your odds of achieving it. If it's familiar and comfortable, trust me, it's not moving you in the direction you want to go. The more times you step forward into that place where things seem unfamiliar, the more you attain, and the more you grow, and the better you become. And the more you reach for it, the more you increase your odds of having it. You may be thinking at this point, yes, but I don't even have an idea about what I could do to become self-employed. That's okay. By the end of this program, you'll have plenty of money-making ideas. I might even recommend one or two that you could get involved in. Winning at the game of self-employment is based on the premise of not deciding, but also it's about taking action. It's based on deciding and taking action. Winning requires that you take action. You can't achieve great things in a defensive posture or from a passive position. You've got to make a move on your dream, and that means stepping out of your safety net and taking decisive action now. I don't know what may be holding you back, but you do. I don't know what your fears are, but you do. I don't know what business model is right for you, but by the end of the time you finish this program, you will. If you just stop for a moment and observe yourself, you can easily look for and discover your fears, outdated behaviors, and beliefs that keep you where you are now. You have to have the courage to take action to change. Having the courage to take action is the antidote to fear. In fact, it's the only cure for fear. Here's the bottom line. For things to change in your life, you have to change. Nothing changes until you do. Nothing changes for anyone until they step out of their comfort zone and do something in a different way. Before I share my final and maybe the most important tip with you, I want to tell you how I can help you get where you want to go financially. In my life, I've learned many success secrets about making money and being a successful entrepreneur. If you have a burning desire for financial change, would like to take action toward a better future, or simply seeking a new approach to making money using the skills you already possess, then you won't want to miss this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity that I'm going to present for you. I want to encourage you to take advantage of my complete Smart Start program, a blueprint for starting a small or home-based business. I offer you my 35 years of experience and a few $1 million in mistakes compressed into a few hours of the most important things I've learned about starting a business at home and being self-employed. If you want to start a business at home and increase your earning power, my program will provide the insights, the mindset, the mental toughness, and the skill sets necessary to acquire money with greater ease. You will learn making money secrets that most people will never know, the components of successful internet marketing, what business model might work best for you, the number one key trait shared by the majority of financially successful people, the 2 hot money-making trends and how to take advantage of them today, how specific behaviors and insights can open doors to financial opportunities and how to develop those behaviors, how to look for and take advantage of hidden opportunities, how to start a high-profit business for under $1,000, how to turn an idea into a thriving business. And if you don't have a business, I'll even show you how to get one started. So, what would it take for you to increase your income or even become wealthy? Do you know? Tapping into the secrets to wealth is not difficult as long as you know what they are. It may involve a number of changes in your life, but financial stability, if you don't have it, will never, ever come without change. And change requires knowledge, and knowledge requires an investment in yourself. If that weren't true, if we didn't have to change our habits to become financially fit, then everyone would be that way, wouldn't they? We all want it, but most will never have it. How about you? Investing in yourself, in your own development, and learning from other people's experiences is the number one key to success. Think about it. What's the value of just one good idea that has already been proven? I spent 2 hours listening to my first mentor when I was flat broke and was 5 days from living on the street. And in the next 12 months, by applying what he shared with me, I earned almost $1 million. What would you trade? Would you trade a lunch or two at a fast food restaurant for some advice from someone with 35 years of experience? Most need a catalyst, a mentor, a coach to guide them through the changes they need to make. And I'd love to be your catalyst for change in your life, to help you attain the financial freedom that's waiting for you, to help you become self-employed. Some people think, you've no doubt heard yourself or someone else saying things like this: I have no choice but to work 70 hours a week, or I have no choice but to continue working for somebody else, or I have no choice but to commute in rush hour traffic every day. What I have no choice really means is that the choice is too difficult to make, or you want to pretend that you have no choice. That type of thinking can be a trap. You can pile one no choice on top of another no choice until your life seems completely out of control. No matter where you are or what your situation, you always have a choice about what happens next. You can decide to have complete control over your financial future, or not. Of course, not deciding is also a choice. Not investing in yourself is a choice. Not a good one, but it is a choice. You can't change the past. You can't change the future. You can't change your current circumstances, but you can change what you do this very moment, which will change your circumstances at some point in your future. Yes, the choices may indeed be difficult, but you will gain nothing by denying that they exist. So the next time you catch yourself saying, I have no choice, stop and ask yourself, is this really true? You're not a puppet on a string. The bottom line is, the more you make choices that move you in the direction of your objective, the faster you will arrive there. Folks, this world is changing. If you want freedom, you've got to change with it. If you have a job, you've probably given up a lot of your freedom. Somebody tells you how much money you make, when to come to work, when you eat, when to go home, when you get a pay raise, when you retire, sometimes on how much. I don't know about you, but I'm not interested in having somebody else tell me how much money I can make or whether I have a job tomorrow or not. If you want freedom, if you want to do more than survive today, you have to be bold, and the first step is making the choice to reclaim your freedom. You must be willing to learn from those who have done it and make a radical departure away from some of your old habits and actions. If you want to be successful in today's world, not only do you have to be emotionally strong, You need to make your own decisions and stand firm on those. People are financially poor because they let somebody else make their decisions for them. They buy into the wrong plan. So it's important to make the decision yourself and create the mindset necessary to succeed. That's the first step to success. And I'll be covering that in more detail in the next video on mindset. And part of being successful is you have to trust in yourself and the decisions you make. Then, as I learned early on, you need to have faith that something bigger than you will appear to support you in your endeavor. You may call it the subconscious, the superconscious, the source, the universe, coincidence, luck, the hidden force, God, Buddha, or whatever you choose to call it. It really doesn't matter. Just trust that the answers to your questions, the solutions to your problems, the money you'll need, the contacts you'll need, whatever it may be that you'll need to fulfill your dreams will come to you at the right time. Moving quickly toward your desired outcome is merely a process of using yourself, the ideas you learn from others, and the world in a different way than what you are accustomed. Sheer willpower or hope that someday things will change is not the answer. And trying harder will not take you as far as you're capable of going. If you want to attain success that you desire, you must take advantage of every support system that's available to you. Success is a learned behavior, which I'll go into in great depth in my program. If the thought of being financially free pushes any buttons at all, I'd love to show you the way. The life you choose is the life you create. And the life you create is limited only by your imagination and your conviction. Are you ready to step out of the crowd? Just remember that indecision creates confusion, while decision creates structure that moves you toward your objective. Why not you living your dreams? Why not you making the kind of money that you want and deserve? Why not make a decision to move forward into an abundant future? As you know, there's a cost for everything you do, but doing nothing and remaining the same is the most costly decision of all. Achieving any significant goal always requires that you invest something of yourself and in yourself. So you say you want to be wealthy or be self-employed, but the question is, what are you willing to sacrifice to reach your destination? What would it be worth to you to live financially free? What does it mean to be wealthy? Well, the new definition of wealth is having enough residual income coming in every month to completely cover your overhead plus an extra $1,000. Wealth to me means you can get up in the morning and decide what you want to do, not what you have to do. I'll tell you right now that you can become as wealthy as you want. I know that's a pretty bold statement, but I'll say it again. You can become as wealthy as you want. It won't happen overnight or without effort, but it can happen. Just like every other aspect of your life, wealth is a choice, not a twist of fate. The same resources are available to you in my Smart Start program that I use to create my own wealth, and it's almost free. I spent millions of dollars learning these skills, and you can take advantage of these ideas for less than the cost of a few cups of coffee at Starbucks. The entrepreneur mindset, thinking outside the box. These are just some of the topics. Your relationship to money and the 5 ways to have more. What business model is right for you? The hottest money-making trends today. Internet and social media platform marketing. How to start a business on a shoestring. Structuring your business for best tax advantages, protection, and profits. Overcoming the fear of failing and unleashing your greatness. And to view a short video on my hottest small business pick, click on the link at the end of this video. If you have a desire and a willingness to put forth the effort, whether your interest is to earn a few $100s a month in a business or a few $1,000s a month becoming wealthy, I'll help you design a plan that will fit your lifestyle, budget, and expertise. Remember, every decision you make will either lead you closer to or further away from living the life that you want. I hope you choose freedom. You'll be glad you did. Invest in your future by clicking on the link. This is Jim Britt. Thanks for listening.